Wow. Wow.
What the hell?
Well, that was fucking easy. You didn't expect Deathblow to be hitting for 1.6 billion, did you? Indeed, but here we are. And for all of my lovely number allergic viewers across the pond, 1.6 billion is basically like 50 fat fuck Duriels stacked on top of each other. Now just sit down, relax, and let Mr. Paragaming teach you how in the hell this is even possible. I'll break down everything needed to start blasting this build and clear everything in the game with ease. And firstly, Deathblow is nasty, but in a good way. 1.6 billion is disgusting in itself, but I'm still lacking a few pieces that could easily get this above 2 billion. And that's with the standard setup that is used to clear all content. You could just go full kamikaze and run full DPS if you want. On top of that, one-shotting bosses is absolutely brain-dead easy, and all of this is due to the scaling that you can get from this thing. It is absolutely massive. Just look at this, a whopping 168% damage with a mere 5 ranks in it, and you can get this to 20 ranks LMAO. Other than Deathblow being disgusting, we can finally also make use of the encroaching wrath aspect. This one is absolutely busted, granting us 120% extra damage on a two-hander, or 60% on a one-hander. Yeah, I couldn't believe it either. No other aspect is even near this. On top of that, we're of course abusing overpower by getting the Banished Lord's Talisman along with Ring of Red Furor. We make sure that our overpowers are both critting every goddamn time, while at the same time chopping all enemies in half with Deathblow. And happily enough, this build is hecking easy. You now know the basic. Let's gracefully dive straight into the gear and aspects, so you can instantly start gaming this amazing new Barbarian build. Now lately, I've been playing a lot of Whirlwind Barbarian, so I probably don't need a helmet because I'm so fucking stupid anyways, but hey, here's one at least. Shaco is the absolute best in slot, but Tuskhelm of Joritz is pretty goddamn busted as well, so you definitely don't need it. For titty protection, we're using the same old defensive chest here, so just smack on a pair of defensives and you're good to go. Just don't forget the Juggernaut aspect, because else you're gonna fucking die, Mao. Now for the gloves, as usual, I can't find the ones that I want, so these will have to do. You should, however, swap out the willpower and lucky hit chance for strength and attack speed instead, since those stats sucks ass. And for aspect, the elements aspect is the way to go. If you are mainly interested in running tier 100s and things of that sort, then Ancestral Charge is absolutely busted. I'll show this as the video description as well. On the panties, there is but one option, Thibault's Will. Only these will be able to cover up your massive to become fast as fuckboy, slap on a pair of boots. But not any boots. Once with movement speed and a shit ton of resistances on them, of course. And also don't forget the Ghost Walker's aspect, as it is the easiest 25% movement speed of your life. When it comes to the weapons, we are running the typical setup. The highest priority here is damage, while berserking, as we can turn it into a multiplicative stat via the Paragon Board. Other than that, you should prioritize strength, all stats, and overpower. For the Big Daddy Hammer, this is where you want to imprint the encroaching wrath aspect to scale it as high as possible. You can also grab Overkill here, which is great in tier 100s, but reduces your wombo combo capabilities. And honestly, I just like seeing them big numbers, so I'm not going to do that. For the one-handers, you're going to rock maces for the extra overpower, and also socket Edgemasters and Earth Strikers aspect. Earth Strikers aspect is especially important as you will be swapping weapons a lot, and it will be your main source of overpower. And for the final weapon, Granddaddy. If you don't have it, then you can lick my balls. When it comes to the amulet, just kidding, fam. You can use aspect of the berserk ripping if you don't have the Granddaddy, of course. Now we have the amulet. You definitely want Banished Lord's Talisman here. Not only does it provide a massive 120% damage whenever we use our deathblow wombo combo, but it also makes tier 100's way easier by providing extra overpowers. Lastly, we have the rings. Here I have two options. One ring will however stay the same, and on that one you want these stats: crit chance, max life, overpower, and some random shit, stats such as damage to close. You also want Bold Chieftain's aspect on it, to reduce the cooldown of shouts. And for the other rings, you want Ring of Red Furor for bossing, as it will make sure that Deathblow always crits. For tier 100s, however, Ring of the Ravenous is the better option, as it automatically swaps weapons for us, allowing us to proc overpower more often. On top of that, it also has brawling skills on it, which reduces the cooldown of charge. Well, goddamn. Great job, friends. Gear and aspects now done. Let's quickly check out my weapon expertise, as well as how to set up your weapons, because it's hecking important. Axe expertise is just the absolute best. 15% multiplicative damage? Hell yeah. I'll take that, thank you. Now when it comes to the comes LOL, where was I? Oh right, choosing the correct weapons is important, and it will change depending on which of my setups you are using. First, let's check out the Wombo Combo one-shot setup that isn't using Ring of the Ravenous. Here you want to have Charge as your slashing weapon. That is your granddaddy if you have it. Deathblow should then be on your big bonker. And finally, Double Swing, you only have one option, and that is the Dual Wielders. Pretty easy, right? Yeah. For speedrunning with Ring of the Ravenous, however, things are slightly more interesting. Here, you instead want to use the big bonker on your charge ability. This is due to Ring of the Ravenous swapping weapons to slashing weapon automatically for you, which is neat. You then have the big bonker on Deathblow and Dual Wield on Double Swing like before. All right, nicely done. Let's see what my pet friend is up to now. Hey, get here, you piece of shit. Good boy. Sorry I called you a piece of shit. We need to treasure these last moments together before I send you off to China in Season 4 to become a lipstick holder or whatever. Now, these are the top-tier rocks for this build. We start with Tempest, as it's the fastest, of course. Hitting once per second is absolutely bonkers. We then pick up Resource Support so we can keep spamming that double swing button with ease. To make sure we never drop our vulnerability on targets, I'm rocking Breaking Support. If you're a beta and struggling with staying life, then Safeguard can grant you an insane 15% damage reduction, and then we finish with Evernight. If you don't have it, then this would be a perfect socket for the Safeguard rock as well. On the other side, we are rocking the typical setup. Flash of Adrenaline injects pure adrenaline into our ballsack, granting us an insane 20% damage. To keep it up permanently, we also have Duration and Tactical Support. And in this build, we are using Fortify support as our only source of Fortify. And Fortify that thing is hella important, dog. So use this, damn it. Well, damn, son. That's my awesome stone collection done. Let's take a look at my amazing skill tree now. This one's a certified banger. We start off by dropping a doozy on the basic skills, because screw that shit. Instead, we go to the core skills and max out Double Swing. We're also grabbing Enhanced and Furious Double Swing to keep up berserking with ease. After that, we head on over to the defensive skills. We're no better cuck assholes, so all we grab is just a few points in Imposing Presence and Martial Vigor here, along with Rallying Cry for that sweet movement speed and Unstoppable. We then go to the Ooga Booga skills, aka the Brawling Skill, and pick up Warcry, along with Enhanced and Power Warcry for Big Damn. We also max out Charge as well as Enhanced and Power Charge, as this will be our main ability while speed running tier 100s. We also have Battle Fervor here to proc that yummy berserking. We're finally able to pick up some mastery skills that ain't trash. Here we have some passives for the Dam, and then we max out Deathblow. Enhanced Deathblow is insanely important for one-shotting bosses, and Warrior's Deathblow is yet another way to proc berserking. Using all these sources, we never have to worry about berserking ever again. Which is neat. After that, we go to the ultimate skills. Here we have a shit ton of nasty skills. All of these passives are massive in terms of damage, and they all work with two-handed weapons. This is the reason we want Deathblow to be using the Big Daddy Hammer to make it deal maximum amounts of big damn. We then have Invigorating Fury for self-sustain, and finish off by grabbing Wrath of the Berserker for that Big Daddy one-shot wombo combo. And lastly, the key passive. The only good option for us here is Unconstrained, granting us an additional 75% yummy multiplicative damage. Well, goddamn, Skill Tree has now been dealt with. Now is a good time for today's sponsor, which is myself. Fuck yeah, homies, I got accepted to turn on that mad membership drip. So if you want to support my road to complete content creator degeneracy, make sure to smash that membership button real hard and start reaping the benefits. You goddamn legend. Do it now. I'll just drop this amazing music video right here while I wait. Alright, so what do you say? Is it finally time for my big bonker Paragon board? Yeah, I think so. In the starting board, we're socketing the insanely important exploit glyph to proc vulnerability with ease. We then head on over to the Bonebreaker board, grab the legendary node for some overpowers, and socket marshal to reset our cooldowns with ease. Next, head over to the Warbringer board, tell the legendary node to fuck off, and socket the dominant glyph simply for the massive amounts of additive damage we can get here. After that, we want the Blood Rage legendary node, as this makes damage while Berserker into a multiplicative stat. We also socket Ire for this reason, and try to grab as much damage while berserking as possible. In Season 4 this won't be as important, as they're changing the node, but right now it's insanely important. So do it, you legend. After that, we go back over to the Carnage board. Here we socket Crusher for the 30% multiplicative damage. And lastly, the Decimator board. The legendary node grants us 20% multiplicative damage, which is hecking nice, and we also socket Territorial for the damage reduction along with some additive damage. Well, shit, son, Paragon's done. There's but one thing left, and that's to become hecking good at playing this build. So let's do the easy thing first and blast a high-tier nightmare dungeon. What's fun about this build is that it doesn't hecking matter what you do here. If you prefer to just spam charge all the time, then do that. If you prefer to use double swing or deathblow more, then you can do that as well. Personally, I try to use charge as much as possible in nightmare dungeons to become fast as fuck, boy. Whenever I miss the charge or whatever, I start spamming double swing. Every few double swings I usually drop a deathblow and then repeat. And whenever your cooldowns are up, you can use your shouts to reduce them. For example, whenever you miss your charge because you suck ass. Oh wait, that's me LOL. You also have Wrath of the Berserker, of course, which you can use whenever you want to drop a nuke on your enemies. Now onto the more interesting part of the build, the boss killer. I'm going to provide you with an easy rotation and the not as easy rotation. We'll start with the easy one first. And as victim, I'm going to chop Uber Lilith in half. And I'll do it a couple of times because fuck her annoying mechanics giving me PTSD for 3 seasons straight. Firstly, you'll stand far away in a corner somewhere until you've successfully gotten 6 stacks of Earthstriker's Aspect. This is important, however. You do not want to have your dual-wield weapons up on 6 stacks. So make sure that either your Big Bonker, Granddaddy, or whatever the hell you're using as two-handed weapon is up. You're then going to run in, pop all your cooldowns, and start spamming double swing until you've stacked up Wrath of the Berserker 3 times. And then you charge to get that last Earthstriker's Aspect, and you chop her in half with deathblow. Every second double swing you use will grant you 1 stack of Wrath of the Berserker, so you need to do it 6 times to stack it up fully. Now, if you want to deal maximum amounts of damage, then here is the ultimate big damn version. It's the same rotation, but we need to be fast as fuck, as to not drop our encroaching Wrath passive, and we also want to make sure that we got aspect of elements up. So here we wait for the moon icon until it's about halfway through, then we do the same rotation fast as heck, and successful be achieved. Chopping your enemy in half, that is. If you also want to take the damage to the next level, make sure that you have an overpower elixir up. That's 50% extra damage. Well shit, my friends, that's all for me. Drop a sub for fuck's sake, and become a member. Until next time, have a good one.